Throws for the end zone, and it's intercepted. The third Buffalo takeaway today. An end zone throw. That's going to be a Buffalo touchdown to Gabriel Davis. But he's got the blocks. John Brown zooming inside the 5. First and goal, Buffalo. Plenty of time for Josh Allen. Wide open. End zone. Touchdown, Buffalo Bills.
This is the Buffalo Nerd with Colt Schroeder.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the first episode of the Buffalo Nerd. What is the Buffalo Nerd? You may be asking yourself right now. So some of you may know me as Colt Schroeder of Built in Buffalo, Billsology on Saturday nights with Dave Myers and Akeem Richardson. That is me, the same guy. So during the off season, I was given the okay by Mr. Dave Myers and Akeem Richardson over at Built in Buffalo, who are some of my good friends and, gave me my start in this role to go ahead and pursue something a little bit different this off season. And during the off season here, I decided that, it would be kind of fun to take the Buffalo podcast scene in a little bit of a different direction. The Mafia is amazing constantly at just like always being there, performing and showing up when people need support and talking about positive things. And so, I kind of been thinking to myself that that's kind of the space that I wanted to move towards this off season. So I think I would probably call this maybe like a pilgrimage of sorts for myself. I want to use this opportunity during the off season to learn a bunch of different stuff from different people, call it, knowledge seeking, however you may see it. I just want to find a different way to interact with people, meet people. I feel like there's a space out there where there's a lot of great things happening. We got the children's hospitals. We step up with the Lamar Foundation. The Mafia is very good about supporting causes. The truth of the matter is there's a ton of causes out there that none of us don't have any clue about or ever even get the opportunity to hear about. So the hope for the Buffalo Nerd is to potentially just turn into an opportunity where we're going to meet new people. We're going to talk about different aspects. There's football. We're going to talk football. Don't worry about that. Deep down inside, I'm a nerd. There's numbers. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk history. We're going to bounce around. We're going to talk about, the hot topics. We'll talk about big moves that are taking place. We're going to try to bring on some different people that we don't get to hear from very often. I know in the podcast space there, we get a lot of the same voices, which is awesome because there's a lot of great guys out there, doing good work and producing good quality content. But there's also a lot of people that we never actually hear from at all. Which is cool. I'd like to bring on some of the Bills backers, get some people from different spaces. But all in all, the main goal of what I would like to talk about this off season is to chat up some charities, organizations, people doing great things. Society needs a positive boost at times. And, the Mafia is really good at jumping on things. And I want to use this as an opportunity to unite the Mafia behind a bunch of positive resources, for people that may need assistance. Just let people, give them the opportunity to learn about something new. It's, to me, you can't always, not everybody's got money. I don't have tons of dollars and cents to help support all the great things that are happening, but I do have time. I got energy. I got a voice. I got friends. I got people I can spread the word to. And, I think that's a big part of what the Mafia is all about. We like to help people out. We like to do good things, promote good things. And so, whether you can donate to some of the causes we're going to chat about. If you can't, just share the word. You might get it in front of somebody that can make a big difference in that foundation's, future moving forward. I'm hoping this is not going to be a solo journey. This will probably hopefully be the only episode that you guys have to see me by myself. I much rather talk with other people. So each week I'm going to try to bring on, a different guest from a different genre. I'd like to talk to different teams. I'd like to talk to, people doing other podcasts, the Bills backers, folks from the charities that we're going to talk about. Part of this is, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to raise some funds for a foundation that, that I enjoy and that I appreciate. My son Calvin was born with cerebral palsy, and so anything that comes from what I'm going to do this season with the Buffalo Nerd, whether that be through, there's a Patreon program you guys can support. There's some T-shirts. I love the Bills Mafia a lot, and so as part of that, we're going to make the Nerd Mafia. So there's some ways for you to join in and support the cause. Of course, all the proceeds are going to get donated to good causes this season. My favorite cause and the cause that I'm going to support and back my donations is going to be the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Huge foundation, making big differences for a lot of people with cerebral palsy. And cerebral palsy is one of those things that isn't necessarily talked about as much, which is that's fine. And I'd like to raise the awareness of that. But this foundation it's large, it's encompassing. It does things as far as research for the future, helping out folks right now in the present. Part of the upbringing with Calvin and just along our journey, he's 13 now, there was foundations and programs that we got to interact with that really made big changes in his life. Easter Seals here in Sacramento where we're located, there's just a lot of great foundations. Skate MD, the hat I'm wearing, there's a lot of great people doing positive things, especially for this community. And one of the highest levels you can get to, I think, is at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. They are everywhere. They're international. So my dollars and my efforts, and hopefully if you guys choose to support what we're doing and what I'm doing, and you like what I'm doing and what the guests that I'm bringing on, that you'll support the Patreon. You'll pick up a T-shirt, make a donation directly to the charity. That's always going to be available. This isn't about me making money and this, that, and the other. I just want to chat with people. I want to interact. I want to learn new things, experiences that that you don't ever did get. So, of course, I'm going to love the support. This is time. This is energy. My family's given me this opportunity to, put this time forth. So, any way that you guys want to help out, it's going to be awesome. We'll always have direct links to donate to every charity that we talk about. Each week we're going to try to bring in a different guest, and that guest is going to get to choose that, that charity. So we're going to get a mix of everywheres, because the search is going to talk with people from all different parameters, international, locals to the Buffalo area, not locals, just international. I think in national, on top of that, the Mafia, to me, we're a loving, caring group. We're willing to help everybody out. That doesn't always have to be dollars like I spoke of, so just your time, your energies, passing the word along will be greatly appreciated. So a little more what we're going to talk about, we're hoping to talk about other teams, and we're going to interact with a bunch of different people. I'm very excited about the first guest that we're going to get to bring on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. The goal is obvious. We want to do good. We want to support great causes, but I want you guys to have the opportunity as the Mafia to experience some different opinions, see what other people outside of Buffalo are saying that aren't the national media. Because I think we can all agree that the national media knows nothing about Buffalo Bills sports, or Buffalo in general. They like to try to make a fool of it, or like it's something, or they jump on board when it's a positive thing for them as well. And that's just not what we're about, or what I think we're about, at least when I think of the Mafia. So I like the podcast underworld, I like to call it, the Joe Millers of the world, the Jay Spences, the guys that are grinding. You got the Built in Buffaloes, Dave Myers, Akeem Richardson's, guys putting in work, providing good quality content, so I want to bring a different level and hopefully try to, bring a different point of view to that space, because some of it's so hard to get outside of that space sometimes. And there's a lot of really awesome things going on. So, I think that this is going to be exciting. I hope you guys join me. Whether it's all free. The extra stuff is just supporting. If you choose to support, you don't have to. I just hope you're here, you share it, you follow, you listen, reach out to me. Go to the website. I got thebuffalonerd.com. You guys can find everything you need there to know about what I'm doing, what the goal of this is. Each week I'm going to try to bring on somebody that's exciting, new, different, fun to talk to. I want the Mafia to reach out to me too and let me know, what do you want to hear about? If you've got a great foundation that we should be talking about, I mean, there's great people out there. Everybody knows the Del Reeds of the world at 26 shirts doing awesome things. I mean, there's just so many. The deeper you start looking, you can find so many awesome things. And the Buffalo community is just a deep, caring community that already does so much of that. I want the Mafia to be exposed and expose their wealth of caring and everything to the rest of the nation internationally, and just support all these other charities. They're in every way that we can, and learn while we're doing it, and talk about the greatest football team on the planet, the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that's what this is going to truly be about. We'll talk NFL, we'll talk sports, we'll talk history. We're going to get into other teams. I mean, I feel like the space is a little convoluted of the same thing, and hopefully you guys will come join this over here, because we're not going to necessarily get into the nuts and bolts all the time of everything, but we'll talk numbers, we'll get into draft, we'll get into free agency. You're going to enjoy it. I promise. I'm going to work real hard at it. This is for you guys. Ultimately, it's a learning thing. I want to interact. I want to meet new people. So I've probably said that 45 times, because this is a little nerve wracking, a little bit, but to me, this is the NFL football. It's all just more than a game. It's a family. The Mafia to me is a family, whether you just met somebody the first time you ever walk into a Bills game, you exchange numbers, you just say hello, you just exchange that. It feels like something that you can always just put down your guard and talk to that person as part of the Buffalo Bills community. And I think it's pretty exciting. I'm excited for it. It may not be coming across as that right now. I mean, for those of you that can see me live, I'm smiling, I promise. But this is good. This is something that I've been looking to do. I want to talk, I want to chat with people from everywhere, but I do want to talk about the best fans in the NFL, period, dot, end of story. And, that's the Bills Mafia. We're on the cusp of, watching a Super Bowl today that we were very close to watching, or being part of, excuse me. So that was the reason why I felt this was a good opportunity to start it, because we also got another little snub, from what we experienced. Coach McDermott, I mean, he got beat out by a coach whose team won a game without him. I mean, I guess I'm a little confused on how that makes you a better coach for the season or whatever, but the snub is still there. I want to talk about the snub, but I also am extremely excited for the opportunity moving forward, because this is a legitimate football team. It was a privilege to cover them with BIB during this last season here, as we broke down walls that we haven't broke down in a long time, and winning playoff games. Josh Allen is getting MVP talk, which is so deserving of that young man. He is just a phenomenal character, and a phenomenal football player. And I think we're only getting to see just a piece of what he's going to be for us in the future. And Sean McDermott and Brandon McBean, and even up to the Pagulas, they're just, the commitment to the community makes it so exciting to move forward, knowing that I feel like this is a contender for the next 10 years right now. And with that is going to come an opportunity for us as fans to, be sought after as what it should look like to be a fan of a team. And as we're going through that process, I want part of that to be that the Mafia brings everybody with them, because I believe that that's what the Mafia does. I think we do that already, whether that's flying banners and donating money to fly over the season so the team knows that we're watching. Not that they didn't, but it's still a nice gesture, right? I mean, the amount of money raised, when Josh's grandma passes, I mean, the Mafia is insane. Andy Dalton's foundation supporting them in that way. This is a team that's on the cusp of not needing extra help to get to these places anymore. So it's the opportunity for us to turn around and provide all of those other franchises and all those other organizations out there our support. Just talk about them, learn about them. It's going to be fun. I mean, God, I hope McDermott has like a chip on his shoulder coming into this offseason that he didn't win, because what else is the guy supposed to do? I mean, he didn't win an AFC championship. That wasn't good enough. I mean, he did what the Browns coach did 3 seasons ago, breaking a super long playoff drought. So I don't know. I don't want to turn this first episode into a tangent about what we could be talking about. This is meant to just introduce what I'm hoping to do. I hope you guys support it, spread it, love it. Reach out, check out the website, follow on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Facebook, check out the Patreon. You guys are the reason that we're doing this show, or I'm doing this show, and I'm going to be bringing on the people that are excited to talk about foundations that they care about. And I think you should be excited to, learn about that stuff too, because it's going to be fun. There's a lot of super exciting things that are happening. The future is bright in Buffalo, and that's not just on the Bills front. I think just the community in general is going to get to show its true colors with this resurgence of the Buffalo Bills. And, we saw it in the 90s. The community was thriving, but back then the economy was completely different than what we're seeing today. The economy in Buffalo is completely different. It's a different style. It's a different vibe. And I'm not there. So I'm speaking of it just like how I feel it from the people that I know there, but I know that it's different than when I was there, so thank you. I'm going to probably cut this one. I'm not sure that I can keep talking about the same things for that much longer, but I hope you guys enjoy this. Reach out to me, please. There's multiple ways to do it. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, email me, call me, whatever you guys want to do. Hit the contact page on the website. Just hit me up. I'm here. I'm available. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun journey. And thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. See you next time. First episode is going to be dropping this next week. Probably be on Friday. You guys are going to be pumped about this guest. I'm super excited about it. She probably way above my pay grade to even be chatting with me, but we're gonna chat about some cool, fun stuff. So super excited. See you guys next week. Thanks for being here. Love you. Mask up. Be safe. And go Buccaneers-ish, I guess.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of The Buffalo Nerd with Colt Schroeder. Before you go, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Find Colt on all social channels at The Buffalo Nerd and at thebuffalonerd.com.